All right, if you've had a TFCC injury to your wrist, so you've damaged the triangular fibrocartilage complex right there between your ulnar and your wrist, you're probably having a few problems. Now, you've probably tried strapping it, which I've shown before in a video. You've also probably tried to use one of these, which actually are really good in stabilizing the wrist, especially if you've got a lot of instability there and you can't get it taped all the time. But at the end of the day, you have to strengthen it. Most of the time, people injure it by landing on an outstretched hand, and so the wrist gets forced into extension and that way. And so you open up through here and damage ligament. It's like spraining your ankle, but spraining here. Now the problem with that is that creates a lot of instability between your forearm and your wrist, which prevents you from load bearing through it. So this is a load bearing joint, so doing things like push-ups become really hard, especially if you see that ulnar popping up like that compared to the other side. The other side's flat and this one is popping up. It means that that bone is sitting up because the ligament's not holding it anymore. That creates a lot of instability. So that may scar up and get better in time, and if you tape it for a while, you may help with that, but you're still gonna be really weak and you're still gonna learn how to load bear. So I've got a whole package of exercises for you to do to get this stronger. The first one, which is totally forgotten, is actually strengthening up that ulnar side of your wrist. So what do? Grab a band like that, put it around a pole. Now I'm going to show you on my left one. You go into a position where the band is pulling you into radial deviation, right? So that's ulnar deviation, that's radial deviation. So when you've got a band like this, you need enough tension to sort of feel like it's pulling you that way. Keep your elbow locked by your side, and you're going to do that movement. Now what that's going to strengthen up is your muscles on the ulnar side to help improve your ability to keep your wrist connected to your ulnar, all right? So the band tension, you let it slowly take you into radial deviation without going to external rotation. So try and keep your sort of forearm in that position, and then you, from radial deviation, you pull into that ulnar deviation like that. All right, and then slowly come back. So just keep your wrist in a neutral position and just drag it in like that. And that is going to give you strengthening on the inside of your wrist. Just be careful how much pain you generate. You don't really want to be causing heaps of pain with that, but fatigue is okay. Working on getting reps and reps and reps of that done to try and improve the strength, because it's going to weaken from A, being unstable, B, injured, and pain. So if you can start working on that, you'll find that over time you'll get stronger and stronger and stronger through the tissues and the muscle tissue that governs that movement there. So that's your first one. Second one, grab your band again, maybe a little bit lighter this time with the band. You can just have it single. I like doing a double with this, but when you do supination, make sure you have the band over the top. Okay, so the band is trying to pull you into pronation. So when you supinate, you're doing the strengthening work there. Now it's not directly going to influence that side of the wrist, but what it does is it gives you strength and stability in a supinated position. Now you're going to need that when you do things like bicep curls and rows and things like that, when you're going to go, oh, I've got instability in my wrist. This is going to give you that supination strengthening that you need. So it's like a minor exercise, but still really important to help you in that journey of strengthening. So supination is really good. Having the band across you, rolling in, pulling out. Now your pronation, I'll show you my other way, is simply the other way around. Have it again over the top of your wrist, grab it, pronate that way. Now you'll find that when you have a bit of instability here, when you roll it over like that, you'll find there's a bit of weakness there. Be careful with that you don't cause any pain. So just adjust the band that you go, okay, that's not giving me any jabs of pain through that ulnar side of the wrist, especially when I rotate over, and you go right over and go as far as you can into pronation, and then let it slowly roll back. Don't let it just rip back like that. Slowly come over, get it right over as far as you can, and slowly back. Now the whole time I'm doing, say, supination and pronation, I'm trying to keep my wrist in neutral. All right, so I'm not letting it go this way or that way, because that's one of the biggest problems is you've lost some of that tension through here. So you'll find that your ability to keep your wrist in a neutral position is way harder because you don't have the ligament complex and the toughness and the tightness there to hold it still. So you have to rely on muscle strength. Now, sometimes if you've got a little bit of a hypermobile wrist or a weak wrist anyway, you're going to really struggle with that. So when you do your supination, pronation, it's not just about the band. The big focus is, okay, don't let the band tilt you this way or that way. Don't let the band tilt you this way or that way. And we'll come to that in the next exercise about, okay, well, how am I going to keep my wrist in a neutral position from now on in, rather than being in that position, because I'm super vulnerable in that position. So that brings us to the loading stability problem. What you'll find is you cannot, or you really struggle with being in that position. So planted hand, push-ups, that sort of thing. Bench press is going to be really hard. Dumbbells, kettlebells is going to be really hard. So we need to try and strengthen you up, but we can't go into that position. What I suggest you do is we switch all your push-ups to that position. Okay, so the first thing you can do in a closed position is do a push-up with something like a Y-bell. Now you can either use that, if you don't have that sort of thing, you can use a dumbbell like this where you have it on the ground. Now it needs to be a hexagonal dumbbell so it doesn't move, okay? You don't have a round one because it's going to be too hard. But if you've got a Y-bell, what you want to aim for is having in a push-up position, but if you look at my wrist, say this is the injured one, I don't want to be slipping into that position. That's what's going to hurt, okay? And it's not going to strengthen you up in that position like that. You're just going to make it sore. So what you need to do is train your brain to go, okay, I want to be completely vertical down, all right? So you think of like that radius bone here going directly into the middle of the wrist, right? So I'm straight above it. And I've got to train myself. When I do a push-up, I'm going to stay in that position. The other thing is too, I don't want to be too far back here. Okay, so I really want to be loaded above that position and keep my wrist in neutral. Now the best thing to do is just stay on your knees, because you'll find that the load on your feet is just far too hard, especially when you're trying to train a new position. And then as you drop down, you watch your wrist. Make sure that it stays in that neutral position all the way down, all the way up. You never want to let it slip, like I said, into that position. And you stay like that and strengthen up. The load bearing and the teaching your brain of trying to keep strengthening in a neutral position is what's going to make this feel better over the long term. And eventually, hey, yes, you might be able to get back to push-ups. But if you want to do push-ups and you want to strengthen it, change to this. It's actually a really good thing to do. Okay, just as a heads up, if you become a member of this channel, you can get exclusive access to the exact exercises that we give our clients here in the clinic, with the exact cueing, instruction, technique correction, so you can get your rehab done right. We're uploading over 700 of our new videos, so head to the members area and check it out today. Second functional thing I want you to work on is shoulder pressing and chest pressing. And you might think, oh, but that hurts me when I do a bar or do a machine. Yes, if you go into wrist extension, you're going to stress that out. So you've got to now go into here. Best thing to challenge you for that is actually using a kettlebell, because if you put a kettlebell on the outside of your wrist like that, can you see if I start like that, that's going to stress it out straight away. So I can't do it like that. What I have to do is train myself like that. Now you're going to find if you go heavy on this, you won't be able to get your wrist doing that. So this is where you go, okay, I have to go light on the kettlebell, and even 8 is quite a lot for your wrist. See if you can go lighter than that, because you want to maintain neutral and strengthen your wrist in that position, not letting it just hang in that position, stress the crap out of that part of your wrist. So put that into your hand, grab it, and then pull your wrist into neutral. And from that position, you then go and try and do a shoulder press, or if you're lying down, do a chest press. But if you've got to watch your wrist and make sure that the whole way through, you are keeping a vertical line through that wrist and not letting it drop into extension. That's the crucial part. If you can do that, you'll find that 1, your pain is down, but 2, you're getting stronger and stronger for a neutral fist position or neutral wrist position. That's going to give you more and more stability through there. The last couple of things is actually going back and doing biceps and triceps. But what I want you to do is, again, focus on what's happening at the wrist so you are improving your stability. That's the biggest thing. Get your stability right, pain goes down, function improves. Now, when we test for TFCC, a lot of the time we test at what we call a tabletop test, where you push down on the hand and try and resist. And that challenges the connection here between the wrist and the hand. So when you're doing a bicep curl, you're sort of doing that same sort of position. I want you doing one with a band. And just wrap that around like that. The band is now trying to pull the wrist down. What I want you to do is not let the wrist, I'll show you this way, drop into that position. Okay, so when you're doing bicep curls, you can't afford to be like that, just like you can't afford to be like that with the kettlebell. So you are now going to keep your wrist in neutral, all right? And then as you come up, again, don't let it go into extension. So you've got to focus on, okay, neutral wrist, all the way up into here, same drill all the way down. Now, if you're weak in here because you've had the injury, that band is going to drop you into extension, it's going to hurt, okay? So make sure your band tension is appropriate for when you come up and down, you can keep that wrist in neutral the whole way. I suggest using bands before you even think about using dumbbells. It's so much easier to use. Same thing with a tricep. When you do, say, a tricep push down with a bar, many times people will do it with their wrist extended, okay? So they push down like that because the weight's so heavy, they can't keep their wrist in neutral. So it just defaults into extension. Now, you rely on a good TFCC ligament to be able to do that. You don't have one, so that's going to be a problem. So you're going to have to lighten the bar with that. Start with a band is better. So put a band above your head or a cable, and then work on trying to keep that wrist in neutral, okay? So you're, instead of going down and extend, letting the wrist just extend because of the weight, and then just doing tricep work there but having extended, you've got to go, okay, I want neutral wrist, and then extend like that, keeping that wrist neutral the entire way. So you're not letting any extension movement happen, and you know, because you'll probably find it hurts when you do that, but you're also trying to train that position of neutral, because that's where you're going to be stronger down the track, because you're not going to be strong in that position, and until that all strengthens up, you're going to have to stay in a neutral grip. So there's a lot of things that you need to do strengthening wise that you can do to try and improve your TFCC injury, because taping at the start is really good, using a brace is really good when you're super unstable, but you can't rely on both of those long term. You've got to, like with any other injury, strengthen it up, and not just strengthen the tissues and strengthen the muscles and, you know, scale it up and get it better. You've got to train yourself to be in a stable position, because you can't rely on a super strong ligament anymore. You've got to make up with that with strengthening, one, in the forearm, but two, being able to hold a position which is strong. I hope that helps. Good luck with it. We'll see you next time. Now, if you are struggling with your rehab and you need specialized, structured physio exercise rehabilitation programs for your injury and surgery, then do yourself a favor and head to physiorehab.com or click on the website link in the description below. If you like the content on this channel, then hit the subscribe button, because the bigger the channel gets, the more free videos I can put up for you to watch.